Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Rob, and I wanted to make a quick video here. Well, maybe it's not that quick, but about building and uh, also buying a home theater PC. I know there's quite a few videos out there on YouTube that talk about how to build one step by step and give you some advice on what sort of processors to buy, but I didn't really see something just like really dedicated to advice to building a home theater PC. So this is going to be a three-part episode or series, whatever this would be called, videos on what you would want for a home theater PC. Um, I right now what I'm using for a home theater PC is just an old laptop. It's not really old, but I just purchased a new laptop and using my one of my Asus quad core laptops, and I just started using that as a home theater unit, and just need to modify the hard drive and everything. Should be running up and good, okay. But it just depends on what you want. I'm just what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you some hardware that I think would be good for a home theater PC. And from now on, I'm just gonna call it HTPC just for short. And so in this first part, I'm just gonna give you some advice and what to look for, or what to avoid when you're trying to get a HTPC. A lot of people make the misconception of associating an HTPC to a gaming rig, and gaming rigs and HTPCs are two completely different things. HTPCs are more almost along the lines of a server, so they're not really that powerful, but it really depends on what you want and what you're going to play. More than likely, most people play Blu-rays, maybe some MKV files through VLC. Excuse me. I apologize if you hear the fan running in the background. I'm right now recording this using my gaming rig, and has quite a few fans, and it's kind of loud. But anyway, so which brings me up to some things that people have to bear in mind. Noise level, how loud is too loud for you. Some people think that the original Xbox is really really loud. Now to me, working with gaming rigs and everything, I'm used to hearing the real loud fans, and so really that's not bothersome to me. But to you it may be different. So I try to keep that into consideration with some of the hardware that we have, that I picked out. Anyway, so if you feel anything, maybe you would want a bigger graphics card or smaller graphics card, or bigger processor, slower processor, then I mean, it's to each their own. You know what you're going to be doing. So I put it out so that you would be able to play Blu-rays and also do some real light gaming, not really anything hardcore. So anyway, so let's get to this hardware selection that I have selected here. So in this part one, I'm just going to show you some of the different things that hardware that you would want to build your PC, and I try to keep it as cost effective as possible, because I know that most people want to spend more money on a gaming rig rather than an HTPC. So starting off with the motherboard, pretty much got everything out of Newegg. You could get something cheaper probably through eBay or another third-party seller, but anyway, I just picked out this ASRock H61M. It's an 1155 Intel motherboard. Supports i3, i5, and i7. It's got two DIMM slots, DDR3, I believe. 1333 is supported. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit better. So there you go. It's a micro ATX board, which is another thing that you may also want to bear in mind. Do you want a full ATX or micro ATX? To me, I think you'd want to save as much space so that you can fit as many hard drives as possible, or whatever you may need. But that's just my opinion on it. Save you space, keeps a better airflow for the most part, especially with the selections I have. So this is the board I have selected. It's only $59.99, I guess $49.99. You save $10. Processor, I chose the i5 2500 Sandy Bridge, 3.3 gigahertz quad core. You could go 3.7 gigahertz with turbo boost. So in this part 1, I'm giving you my Intel pick. In part 2, hopefully if I do it today or tomorrow, I'll show you my pick for AMD. And it's a little bit cheaper going the AMD route because you can go with some more legacy equipment, which works pretty good, I mean, in my opinion. But anyways, you know, you could go with an i3, but I just chose i5 Sandy Bridge just because, you know, it's a better processor. You know, it runs more efficiently. It's rated by a lot of gamers too, but you know, it's gonna keep going. It's a pretty good chip, and I don't operate Sandy Bridge. I don't operate Intel either, but on my laptops I do, but not on my desktops. I go straight AMD, but most all my friends go with the i5 Sandy Bridge. Memory, put in some Kingston HyperX, 2 sticks of 4 gigs of RAM. The motherboard supports up to 16 gigs. I wouldn't go up above 8 gigs. I think that would be my max. If you can do with 4 gigs, like 2 gig sticks, then that'd be great. One thing that I would advise, don't don't go real cheap on RAM. Some of the cheaper RAM, because it dies off, and you don't want your computer to just slowly die away because of one stick of RAM. Because HTPCs are on all the time, so you know, you want to keep that in mind. You want something that's going to be dependable. Kingston HyperX is pretty good. They got pretty good coolers on the side. I put in this Antec Earth Watts. It's a 380 watt continuous, and it's a bronze powered supply. It's pretty good. You won't need more than 380, I don't think, in my opinion. I added in a 1 terabyte SATA drive. It's got the new SATA connection. It's the 3.5 inch internal drive. You could go with a faster drive like solid state, but I mean, you're not going to be doing huge pulls. At least 7200 has worked really good for me, pulling up even large MKV files. The case I picked is just a Rosewell $30 case, mini tower. This is where it's gonna be like real controversial with some people, that they want a real tiny case, or other people, they just don't care. To me, if you can keep it hidden away, it really doesn't matter about the size. I mean, obviously you don't want a full tower, but this is pretty good. Graphics card is going to be another area where you may want to, you know, go higher or lower. The 6750 from XFX looks like it's pretty good. I've tried the 6770 and it works just fine, and you can flash the 6750, basically hack it to turn into a 6770 with the hardware, and works just fine. I like this one rather than the his that they had here on Newegg, because it's got a real slim form factor, and it's got a mini DVI port which you can use to connect to your TV, to HDMI, or go DVI, full DVI-B to HDMI. It's only $100. Sound is another area where you may want to, you know, depends on what you have. If you have a real good sound system like I do, you know, you want some digital sound going through rather than just analog, because the motherboard does have analog sound, but it's not that great. And I believe that's it. So in part 2, I'll show you my AMD build and what I, you know, recommend on that end. But hopefully this gives you a good idea what to look for, what to avoid. Don't go with i7 unless you're going to be hardcore gaming. So thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and have any questions, ask in the comments below.